At this point, just hire the modders because they're putting in work. Pictures from their Discord. Okay, so I seen actually a few posts about Terminators recently, and I think this is interesting. I will say I don't like the title because if they hire the modders won't have like free time, to work on this stuff. I don't think, hey, you know what? I'm up for the modders getting a job because I will say the screenshots from this Terminator's mod is beautiful. But regardless, I will say a Terminator class in the game does seem pretty overpowered. There is little chance that I can see this mod being balanced. I am curious though how it is balanced, so maybe I'll try it one day. If they had the Stormbolter, I'd be very impressed with it. Terminators, honestly, are kind of my favorite pieces for tabletop. I really enjoyed painting them. I could show them off in the community one day, but I will say Terminators were very fun to just like paint. I think they were also easy to paint for me. There's definitely a few details I can iron out, but for the most part, Terminators really are kind of simple. They're just big and very intimidating looking. I mean, come on, man. Oh man, that looks so good. That does look good. The legs is what stands out to me. I feel like in the mod, maybe they will walk slowly or something. Again, that is another reason the Terminator class could not work in Space Marine 2, at least vanilla. I guess it depends. Maybe they can just run if they want. I will say though, the Terminator, honestly, is comparable to the Heavy. I know the Heavy's not a Terminator, but the Heavy chest piece and like the helmet is pretty close. They just don't have the legs, right? Or like the big shoulder pieces, maybe. It is interesting. I do look. I would want a Terminator in the game for sure, but I just don't think. I just don't think that it would work. I just don't think it would work balance-wise. That Power Fist is really good. But yeah, I don't like the I don't like the title of this post, but as I was saying earlier, there was actually a few Terminator posts that I really wanted to check out. But no, at this point, just hire the modders. Let the modders do their jobs. If they get a job from one of these companies, that's great. But just let that stuff happen naturally. Holy cow. Dude, yeah, not to mention the actual devs, they have like different, they have different restrictions for sure. We have talked about the Terminator class a lot, I understand, but I just wanted to kind of reiterate, this hopefully is going to be likely the last post for Terminators, unless they put them in Horde mode. But yeah, there's definitely a few posts here that kind of basically hype up the idea of adding a Terminator in the game, and I've really just wanted to revisit this again to kind of point out that we are unlikely to get a Terminator in Space Marine 2. Can we hold off on that idea for a bit? Terminator is probably the next class. What are your expectations and thoughts? So this is a post that was on one of the other Space Marine Reddits or whatever. I guess this is a cross post from a Reddit called Space Marine Leaks. And this is really the first post that came to mind, but then I saw the other post about the Terminator, and I kind of just wanted to, point out a little bit here. This post is fake. Apparently this post is fake. We will go into the comments. We are going to get to the bottom of this, but still, I just kind of wanted to cross-reference this a bit. The modders are able to add stuff into the game that wouldn't really be, I guess, passed. It wouldn't be added into the vanilla part of the game for whatever reason. I would love to see that Terminator mod and see how it plays. I'm sure there's likely a YouTube video or something, but from what I know of Terminators, if it is as lore accurate as possible, they would be pretty slow, I assume. It would be interesting. I do think you could, on tabletop, don't you use librarians or something like that to teleport Terminators? Or do Terminators already have a built-in teleport ability? That is definitely something that would be very interesting if it was, integrated into the game, just to kind of help out, the slow walking, right? But the Stormbolter is something I would love to see in the game. But yeah, this is fake though. Unfortunately, This is made by mod author using the official model of a Terminator, which I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure we have that. I kind of want to jump into the comments. Let's see the proof on why this is fake. Brothers, this was debunked as a fake April Fool's post. Terminator armor is coming to the Astartes Overhaul mod, not the main game. Okay, there we go. I mean, they do say in the post mod author, so I just assumed that people would have just caught on to that. Regardless, that's very good for the Astartes Overhaul mod. I heard some great things about that mod. I really didn't want to make this video to kind of, criticize any mods for adding Terminators. That's kind of ridiculous. But I did just wanted to point out that the modders definitely have some more freedom, for sure. And as much as we would all love to see Terminator armor in the game, I feel like the one likely chance you could possibly see it is maybe Horde mode. Like, that would be kind of cool if you could just summon a Terminator to kind of just sit around and practically be a sort of like a tower in a sense, you know what I mean? Where since they can't really walk or like run, or they can walk obviously, since they can't really just run to side really fast like us, what they could do is practically just be very territorial over just like a small space, but be like very impactful. That would be pretty cool for Horde mode, dude. Okay, now it just kind of hit me in the head here. When Horde mode releases, it's going to be amazing, but the mods for Horde mode are going to be mind-breaking. I swear, I can't wait for that. See, that will get me into installing mods 100%. I think it should be Apothecary, Chaplain, or Librarian. I think the first two are the most likely, potentially even Tech Marine as well. Also, I just want to put this little idea in this video if you got to this point. I mean, if they could add one, you know what I mean? If they could add one, maybe they could add two, but that's probably too much. I will say Apothecary has a big spot in the game currently, so that would be the most likely case. You know how hard it is going to be to play Apothecary on launch or any new class, dude? Oh my god. Okay, let's continue the comment. I'm sorry. I think a suit of Terminator armor would be an awesome Horde mode item. You and your squad earn currency for waves cleared, and you can purchase a teleportation, Homer beacon. Okay, there it is. Along with other items, better cover, turrets, Kraken rounds, etc., which would essentially respawn you as a Terminator. Not sure on time limit of it, though. Yeah, I mean, no, exactly. That's a very, very good idea. The beacon is exactly how you can place Terminators in one spot and potentially teleport them to another spot. That would be dope. Horde mode screen could have a progression path where you can kit out your Terminator loadout. More melee assault, focus, Thunderhammer, and shield, twin lightning claws. Okay, yes, the twin lightning claws on a Terminator could be like peak setup. I swear that just looks so good as far as like the photos I've seen from it. But still, I kind of have like a soft spot for like the Storm Bolter and like a Power Fist just because of the classic. Well, I guess it's not classic, but the more modern Terminator model, I guess. Saber is truly for the Emperor. Range focused with Cyclone Missile Launcher, Assault Cannon, or Heavy Flamer. Maybe twin Storm Bolters if they love the Emperor. Oh yeah, I guess. I just assumed Storm Bolters and twin Storm Bolters, they were just like, because it's a gun that has like two guns basically connected, right? Or a mix of both with a one-handed power weapon of choice and a one-handed range weapon of choice. Just my thoughts. Saber, give me a job. See, yeah, exactly. Like, oh, that's great. Everyone is so, look, I love Terminators also, but it's so funny how like we can just theorize like how perfect we could actually place a Terminator in certain parts of the game. As far as a class goes, I don't think it's likely, obviously, but genuinely, I think people just are really interested to see a Terminator in the game function, and like not even like honestly, if it's really janky, I think we would still be happy with it. Everyone loves Terminators. If they ever did add a Terminator, what do you think his personality would be? I think it would be really cool if he had the Dreadnought personality where he wants to 1v1 Zench by himself. Never seen that name before. Zench. I can say Zangor. Zench. Whatever. This is funny. This is also a post that was made recently. All these Terminator posts were pretty recent, And it's kind of funny seeing, how much hype this, quote unquote class is getting, even though there's like no shot we could have a Terminator class, as much as I would love to see. But this post about the personality I find very interesting, because it kind of plays into the fact that people just are really interested to see what a Terminator would look like in the game. I honestly would love it, and this picture goes very, very hard. And yes, this is how I imagine what a Stormbolter would look like. But this chainsword on this gauntlet I have not seen. That is very interesting. Oh man, that looks beautiful. Sheesh. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't see, because we already have like a chainsword and a power fist, right? This seems like a combination of both. That looks very cool. But yeah, this gun is honestly growing on me a lot. I kind of want to see this in the game. This is likely, or no, I won't say likely, but a Stormbolter could happen. The issue with a Stormbolter being added into the game, if it's treated like a secondary, which it most likely would be, but it doesn't really have to be. The interesting part about the Stormbolter would be everyone freaking out about it being a pistol, another pistol added into the game. Oh my god, I could not go through that. I will say though, this is very cool. I would love to see this. But yeah, I am slightly interested to see what a Terminator personality would be in the game. Fine, let's check this out for a moment. My take, Straybon. I think the Terminator should be an alternate class choice for Heavy. You lose the Iron Halo and maybe some of the squad-friendly perks in favor of a more selfish playstyle. Focus purely on damage output and personal survivability. Okay. Honestly, I think this comment has two interesting ideas. I feel like the Terminator could possibly even have less personality than Straybon if we did it with like a different guy. But see, this is the thing, right? It's like, I feel like the Heavy class is kind of underappreciated. Even with Bonds of Brotherhood, everyone really enjoying Bonds of Brotherhood. I still feel like all of the other support qualities of Heavy are a little bit underappreciated. And it's kind of funny that the Heavy class is really, really, really good. It is. It's kind of interesting that like the Heavy is pretty much our Terminator Light, essentially. But the way they frame it here with the Terminator having more selfish playstyle, I think is very interesting. And I definitely think that could definitely be, I mean, honestly, the way they view it as a selfish playstyle really just fits it at home at Terminator being something that should be added into Horde mode. Because, yeah, Horde mode is definitely going to be more centered. It's not going to be something where the Terminator has to, like, follow us or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, alternate class choice is something I definitely heard before as well, like something like a subclass that is kind of interesting. But still, though, it does feel a tad bit unlikely we will see Terminators running with any vanguards anytime soon, as much as I would enjoy seeing that. Terminator units are made up of veterans, best of the best, the sternest, most rigid warriors among the Adeptus Astartes. So I'd like Saber to go against the grain and make him the jolliest member of the squad, the kind that could pass for a salamander. Ho ho, brother, you stomped the Xeno trash marvelously. So, oh wow, that's interesting lore a little bit here with salamanders being a little bit jolly, apparently. Is this going to be like a new stereotype for a certain like chapter where everyone who's a salamander is apparently just very jolly and kind? No, to be completely honest, the salamander skin that we have for Sniper does not come off that way, but interesting. Sternest, most rigid warriors among the Adeptus Astartes. So yes, if somebody even being less, having less personality than Straybon, that is something that's very possible and does seem to be the case if it was, portrayed accurately. But ho ho, brother.